All right, day 18 finished. Um, I think one of the things I thought I was going to struggle with, and this is actually something I wanted to talk about, and I've been thinking about most of the day, was protein. And it was going to affect my workouts, is the way that I was thinking, because I've been doing the Formula One post workout, which is incredibly helpful. Like Ignition, Formula One together really reduces the amount of soreness, but it doesn't get rid of it completely. I mean, if you're pushing yourself, which I'm trying to do every day, twice a day, I mean, there's only so much that it can do. It does stimulate growth. It does help you um, maintain your protein intake, your intake. It gets it to your muscles quickly so that they can start using it to rebuild themselves. All that stuff is true. However, I was thinking about one of the guys that I watch and listen to sometimes on podcasts. His name is Wes Watson, and he was in prison, but he managed to get all his macros. So he didn't have protein powders and things like that he could go and get and take. So me running out and having to wait an extra day is, I can't let that get in my head and make me question whether or not I'm going to be able to do what I'm going to do. So my first workout of the day, not as good as I wanted it to be. I didn't get to get my burpees in. Just ran out of time. I piled it in on top of having to take my oldest kid to school, and I still got the 45 in. I just couldn't get those burpees in at the end. I kind of mistimed the amount of time it would take me to get back to the house before 45 ran out. So tonight, when I did my second workout, I made sure every mile, 10 burpees. So I did 2 miles, 10 burpees, jumped back on I was inside on that one on the treadmill, jumped in for another quarter mile, and then finished up with another 40 burpees before 45. And finished that up right at 45 minutes. I felt really great about it. Like, I was pretty stoked. I was feeling really sore, and it took me a lot to push through that first 10, but once I pushed through that first 10, my body started to loosen up a little bit, and things felt good. So, and I managed to get all my protein in. Not an issue. Got it in. It was fine. Everything was good. Water, I need to manage a little better when I'm at work. I mean, it's still not a big deal. I just had to drink 40 ounces when I got home, which is not ideal because it probably means that I'm going to wake up at some time in the middle of the night to have to pee. But, it's not terrible. It's not the worst. But I'd like to have that only 20 ounces when I get home. So I just take that with my vitamins, and that's end of the evening. Got a little time to decompress, hit the bed one time, go to the restroom and clear it out, and then I get to sleep the night. Reading, again, Iron Cowboy, Redefining Impossible. Just absolutely amazing. I love that book. And I'm definitely going to get it on audiobook just so I can have it as something that when I'm not doing what I call the psycho mile, where I'm like walking in silence, I'll have something that I can flick on and just listen to and, kind of suffer with him as he goes along. That's kind of it on that. I mean, it's a short one today. Did think about something right towards the end of the evening, and it's about desire. What do and knowing what you want, and then finding the things that it takes to accomplish that. Like, once you find those things, whatever it is that you want, you find those, the keys that it takes to accomplish that, whatever tasks you have to do, and then you go do them. That's, I mean, it is really the only way. Whatever it is. And the thing is it doesn't matter what other people who've never accomplished that task say. Because they don't know how to get there, because they haven't done it. They haven't walked the path. They may be able to point you to the path, but they don't know all the obstacles and all the things that get in the way on it. They don't know the different trials that you have to go through. They don't know what that journey really looks like. They just know, oh, that's the path to that thing. And I love that. I love the quote. There is a massive difference between knowing the path and walking it. So, there's not a lot of people who walk the paths. It's a lot of people who claim to know about them, but you look at their results, and maybe they made it to the first checkpoint, maybe the second, but they've never made it to the end of the path. And most paths that are worthwhile don't have an ending. They continue on. But someone with that mindset of continual growth celebrates those checkpoints. That those are little victories, but then they look ahead. What's the next thing that I got to do? So even while they're celebrating, they're looking ahead. This is one of the things that Tim Grover talks about a lot in both Relentless and Winning. Is yeah, you can celebrate, but it's not over. There's more. What's next? What's next? So there's but that's a growth mindset. That's that longevity. What's in the future? It's great. Like we talked about a couple of days ago. I talked about the two different paths of the young man and the old man. I'm sure it's great to be strong and powerful. But to what end? What happens when your body destroys itself, or when you destroy your body and you can no longer function, and you're in your 30s and you're barely able to walk, your back's hurt and your shoulders are all jacked up, knees are jacked up, whatever you've done to damage yourself. Whereas the other option you have is it may take longer, but you can keep going. So, by the time that other person is kind of fizzling out, you're starting to ramp up. You've achieved a new level, because you're doing it slowly and incrementally. And, you're celebrating those small victories as you go, knowing that the path never ends, knowing that you're seeking continual growth and continual improvement in whatever it is that you're doing. It's not just, not just physical shit. If you want to get physically stronger, there's a limit to that. Age does play a factor. However, you can maintain a level of strength throughout your life. And, you can utilize that same mindset to, grow in any endeavor that you have. If you want to get better at, physics or something. The best physicists are continual growers. They're continually going out and learning. They're challenging their previous learning, and they're growing. And there's no physicality in that. So it's reading up, finding out new information, looking at that new information, comparing it to the old, and then going in and applying it and seeing, doing experiments, seeing how those things actually work out. So I don't know. That's just it's a lot on my mind today. Day 18, getting into those, getting close to the 20s. So I'm not cruising, but I'm just moving along, plodding along, one day at a time. That's, I guess, all that you can really hope for and ask for is, just every day, do the work, pay the dues, stack a W. Once you've stacked that W, give it a, heck yeah, made it. And then, all right, what's next? What's tomorrow look like? Let's get it on. So, yeah, whatever. Thanks to anybody that's watching out there, and this, massive amounts of gratitude. Thank you, and you're appreciated. Like, subscribe, make a comment, I guess, ask a question, hit me up on Instagram. I think that's it. And eventually I will get around to actually going in and making videos that are edited and have a little bit more pizzazz to them. But for now, this is what you get. So hopefully you're getting something out of it. And if I can help anybody, even if you're just getting started, I'd love, I love helping people. It's one of my most favorite things in the world. So, yeah, hit me up. You have my Instagram, you got my comments. So